Dear learner, welcome. Today I am Professor Dr Abhimanyu Kumar, Department of English, BN Barhiya. Today we will discuss Jacobean era, Jacobean age. After finishing Elizabethan age, Restoration age, Chaucer age, Romantic age, Modern age, we enter into a Jacobean age. Now I will focus you the main aspect of Jacobean era. What was doctrine, principle, thought, vision, what happens in the Jacobean era, I will discuss you in this lecture. My lecture will be on Jacobean era is after the death of Queen Elizabeth, Charles II became the King of England. As you know, English student, that the Elizabethan Queen has no children. So ultimately, Charles II became the king, the Raja, Badshah of Jacobean age. Now the question arises that what Charles II did in Jacobean age between 1603 to 1625. That was the era of Jacobean age, tenure of Charles II. At first he restored monarchy, Charles II. Then he reopened theatre. Theatre was closed during the period of Elizabethan age, Queen Elizabeth. After 16 years, theatres reopened in England. And the most significant amazing point about that is this, that despite this, the writer of Jacobean period, Jacobean era, for instance, Dryden, Pope, could not imitate Elizabethan model, Shakespearean model. The drama will be not written in Jacobean period. The trends have been changed. There is no vulgar literature in Jacobean period. The trends have been completely changed. The mode of drama was in the period of Elizabethan age, and in the Jacobean age, heroic couplet, satire are written. This is difference. Now, Charles II was a Catholic believer, believes in Catholic Church, Catholic ideology, thoughts, vision, despotic, tyrannical and fascist Raja Badshah, king of this Charles II, era of Jacobean period. It is known as Puritan period also. Now, the anguish which he felt in the period, the difficulties, the trouble, the problem which have been created by Puritan in front of King Charles II was, Parliament was not running smoothly because all the members of the parliaments were Puritan. And Charles II king was a fascist, despotic king. Despotic king believed that I came in this world to rule. God sent me as a messenger on the earth to rule. Big shadow of God on the earth, direct incarnation of God on the earth. That was belief, faith of Charles II. So he was continuously ruling as a fascist, despotic power. And the Prudent could not tolerate it. ultimately revolt began, and Charles II could not tolerate it. So there is a tug of war between Puritan and Charles II king begins in England at the time of Jacobean age. The anguish of king was decided at the 11th hour to dissolve parliament. And he did it. He dissolved parliament. Now the movement begins. The revolution takes place in the Jacobean era, and ultimately at the 11th hour Charles II left England, quit England and shifted France due to this Puritan and fascist power, tug of war between fascism and Puritans, imperialism and Puritanism, fascism, despotic power, dissolved parliament and ran away France, quit, left England and shifted in France. Now he has one son, that is James II. He returned England, James II, shifted England and became the king, Badshah of the after Charles II. And then he continuously ruled on England. He was also against Puritan. Now, James I felt also this trouble, the movement which his father has. But now he was experienced king, having experience how to rule, how to run parliament. So he decided again to rule, which his father has felt anguish. Consider this paramount paradigm of Charles II, the son of the successor of the son of James I. Now, I used to speak a Chinese phrase, Nawaz negativity. In India, it is said pejorative thinking. Another word I used, a French word, reap, that means rebirth. I am using this line, using this word, because you are an English student, you know American, French, Italian, Scandinavian, German, Scandinavian